What is good, everybody? DJ TMac here for another great hip-hop conversation.
Let's go.
We got another producer in the house.
Yes, sir.
A lot of producer conversations this year. I'm loving it. We got a Colorado producer. Currently in Colorado, but we're going to find out if he was born and raised here, all that. But he goes by the name Tarikh Mizan?
Tarikh Mizan.
Mizan. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
Welcome. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the studio.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you for having me. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Very happy to have you in here. We just talked about it before, but the first time we came in contact was at the Don and I show in Colorado Springs last year.
Man, that was a movie, man. I think that was the first time me seen Ninth Wonder, so that was pretty tight, brother. And then I saw Mussolini, and the vibes, like, it's like sometimes with some of those East Coast rappers, you can like kind of feel the difference of like, you know, rappers, like how the swag was just, it was crazy, bro. It was a dope show.
Absolutely. It was crazy to be a part of the show,
Yes,
you know,
sir.
touching the same turntables before Ninth Wonder. And yeah, just seeing the legend spin and like being right there for it.
And how
pretty
humble
awesome
he
to see.
is. Like,
Yeah.
like I was able to go upstairs and talk to him a little bit. But then after the show, I spoke with him. He gave me his email, so I'm gonna start sending him some stuff. I sent him one email and never heard nothing, but he was mad cool. Like he seemed like a chilled guy, and he was hella tall, so I was like surprised, bro.
Hey, you're hella tall too.
Yes, sir. Just a little bit.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny, man. Part 2 is coming out tonight, actually. The Don and I Part 2.
Oh, that's gonna be fire.
Yeah, so you know, right after Beats Bodega, we're gonna be rocking that.
Oh,
But,
yeah, definitely listening to that.
We're here with Tarikh right now. Let's get
Okay.
to know him a little bit more.
Yes, sir.
Hip hop producer.
Yes, sir.
Artist.
Yes,
I would
sir.
say graphic artist as well.
Yep.
Father, veteran, and many more things, probably, right?
Yeah, just a few. Just a dreamer, brother. Like,
a dreamer.
Yeah. I'm just a big dreamer. A guy who ain't gave up yet. I still want to direct movies, act, all type of shit. So yeah.
Very you know, you have creativity that wants to come out in many forms. It seems,
Exactly.
right?
I mean, I graduated. I was about to say high school, but college a minute ago. But my degree was in art. So
Okay.
yeah, I've loved art forever. I was one of those kids in South Central that was like, you ain't gonna make no money doing art, but it's like I still love that shit. So you know, I'm still trying to figure it out how to make that money. But
Yeah.
the love of it is still there for sure.
Nice. So you just mentioned South Central.
Yes, sir.
From California originally?
Yes, sir. So I was born actually in Oakland. I was born in Oakland, California. So, you know, where they go dumb, all that other stuff. I lived out there, I think, till I was like 5. And then we lived in like Southern California. But I moved around a lot. Like growing up, I lived Seattle, Atlanta, Miami, South Carolina, you know, LA, Vallejo. So, you know, my dad was like always moving us around. So I would say those places got me, but LA, I moved there probably when I was like 13, and then till I joined the military, and that brought me out to Colorado.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I love LA. I miss it. I ain't been out there in like 2 or 3 years, but I definitely trying to go back and visit very soon. Yep.
What was your initial sort of reaction when you came to Colorado? What was your perception before you came? And then what was it like when you came here?
So perception before I came, I didn't really know nothing about Colorado. I felt like, I had no perception of it, literally. And then when I was in the military, they like, when you go to AIT, they give you where you're going to go. And I was like, hey, I want to go overseas, or I want to go to Hawaii. I didn't want to go anywhere stateside. I wanted to, you know, experience something. And then they were like, you got Colorado. And at first I was like, Colorado. But then, you know, I got out here. It was pretty chill. The first reaction, like when we were driving, because we drove from Cali to here, it was snowing. It was like snowing. It was snow everywhere. And I was just like, what did I sign up for, bro? Like, you know, it was crazy. But I've been out here for like 10 years since. So it's been at home for a while. Yeah, it's been a blessing, and, you know, a good place to raise kids and, you know, to kind of follow your dreams and stuff.
Nice, man. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a great music and art scene happening out here.
Yes, sir.
I was definitely inspired when I first visited. All I thought about Colorado was like mountains, and at the time, you know, weed was legal, so I was like, I'm gonna try that.
Gotcha.
And yeah, absolutely. You know, the mountains. Snow sports really being a thing. I'm not too much, you know, been snowboarding a few times, but not too much. Not trying to get out there on the slopes too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Colorado's a lot of fun and there's a lot going on. Let's talk about sort of your start in music and art, I guess. So,
So in art, I would say since I was a kid, I remember like drawings of like Batman and stuff, and like, you know, just like, and then comic books. So I used to really be heavy into comic books. I wanted to be a comic book artist. I still draw comic books, but it's like the discipline is just not there to be able to draw all day type stuff, plus the time. But yeah, it was just comic books for me. I was a kid that going to comic book conventions, just nerdy ass kid, just like, you know, like by myself with my little sketchbooks or my little portfolio, just trying to get that off. And then yeah, that's kind of what started with art. And then when I was in LA, there was a place called Chaos Network. That's actually where Project Blowed is, a big hip hop event that happens in LA. But they also had like a community center there. So I started animation class and acting class. And those were like really inspirational for me, those classes, yep.
even before that, what was like some of those early music experiences or things that you saw in art that made you want to go in that direction?
For art, it was just, I remember my, I think it was my auntie on like my 6th or 7th birthday, she sent me comic books. And it was just like, I just never experienced it before. And then that made me want to draw comics.
Do you remember what they were?
I do. The one was a Luke Cage, so Power Man, Luke Cage, Marvel, and then another one was the black, what is it, Green Lantern? So it was a DC Comics. I don't think I might still have them, but I ain't seen them in a long time, but I do remember them. Yeah, I remember that Luke Cage was like a #1, and then the other one, I don't remember the number or anything, but I could still vision it, you know, like, so yeah, that opened up the comics and the art side for sure.
Dope, man. Early music experience that influenced you.
Earliest
maybe a concert, music videos.
It was,
family playing music at all? Was your family involved in music?
Man, they were. So my parents, I just remember them liking hip hop. They loved Ice Cube. They loved Poe Righteous Teachers. My dad was 5% or is 5%. So he came from that knowledge of self and then that type of environment. And so he listened to a lot of 5% music. But yeah, I just remember Poe Righteous Teachers a lot. And then just like, Ziggy Marley and Melody Makers. I remember we moved up to Seattle, and a lot of times we would move up there or move places and wouldn't like have places to live, so we would kind of be like homeless. So we were at a family shelter, and I still remember there was like, for some reason, Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers came, and they linked up. My mom and dad were big fans, and they were like, "Oh man, Ziggy Marley," and they were having a show, and for some reason they got us in the show, and I still remember them performing. But I remember one time, and this is in Seattle, being on stage with Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers, and I'm like, I don't remember, 6 or 7, bro. So that was like the first time being actually on a music stage. Wow. And that was crazy because my parents were such like, I don't know if they like Bob Marley as much, but they loved Ziggy Marley and Melody. That was like their music. They loved that vibe. So that was crazy. Yeah. So that was a vibe for me. Besides that, I think high school was when I started like freestyling and stuff. Okay. I remember being at lunch and being like, you know, being able to, they would have the little cypher and I would think of a bar and I would like go spit that one bar and then be like stuck. And then, you know, just built from that. Yeah. So I think that's like, and then seeing like Project Blow, Juju, seeing some of the stuff that was in the LA, like the inner city, it just really inspired me to like want to do music myself.
Nice, dude. So been at it for a while, huh?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Definitely. I can't say like an actual date, but yeah, I've been dabbling and messing around with music for a minute.
How would you explain or describe your style to somebody? So some words that I would think of, there's definitely there's definitely classic hip hop elements in it.
Got you.
Experimental.
Okay.
Definitely have like some modern trap vibes as well.
Yes, sir.
And you know, you've been making music for a while, so there's a bunch of different sounds and styles. How would you describe it?
I would definitely agree with the classic. I love the old school, like the old Dilla, like, you know, all the stuff you got back there. It's just the legendary stuff. Also, I come from the era or the school of thought of hardware and like making beats on like MPCs and stuff. So I don't know. It's just always just creating something out of nothing, taking samples. You know, I definitely play with synthesizers and stuff. Dang, I'm messing up. But
you good.
mostly just, you know, taking samples. Yeah. So
is that how you always sort of been while making beats, doing it sort of analog, like the classic way?
Oh, nah. When I first started, it was like, you know, computer. It was the reason I started making beats was, and I think I was watching a interview you did with Dills, and he said something similar. But I was, you know, like starting to spit and stuff, and then I was reaching out to producers. This is back when I don't know if you ever heard of Lil B, and when he was with a group called The Pack.
I definitely know Lil B. Yeah.
Okay, so The Pack had a producer named Young L, and I just got in touch with him, and he was like, really like, yeah, I'll give you a beat for a rack. And that's not even that much, but like when you're in college and shit, that was like $1 million. Yeah. So I was like, with that rack, I could go buy a computer and try to make beats myself. So that kind of opened it up. And then I like dabbled with like Reason. Homies would give me like crack versions and stuff, and then I tried to mess with FL Studios or Fruity Loops back then, but I didn't really mess with that. And then the homie who like showed me DJing, because I started to DJ in college, he basically had an MPC 1000, a SP 404 and stuff, and he was like, nah, you ain't ready for that type shit. And I was like, bruh, like, what's this? Let me mess with this. So after seeing that and him like showing me a little bit about that, that's where I was like, okay, I'm gonna get an MPC.
Just kind of hooked after that.
Yeah,
sort of learning the machine and messing with it.
It was just a process, man. I saw him sample drums or something, and then chop them, and then play them back, and I was just like, okay, that's kind of tight, you know. And then I don't know, it's just the school that I came from, that's just the type of stuff they was on. They wasn't really messing with computers. They was mostly on hardware, analog, and, you know, it is a difference, but, you know, at the end of the day, everything goes in the computer, so.
Absolutely, right? Like
yeah.
Nowadays, like no matter where you started from, it's pretty much has to go through there.
It's going to end up. And then
to get to the people, you know, to mix and finish it, but continue.
And then another thing I've been working, I worked with artists over the years, but recently I was working with artists, and they're like, man, I need them Pro Tools, the Pro Tools sessions. And I had just been like, I hadn't worked in Pro Tools since like 2016, because it started working with my computer. So literally like the last couple of weeks, I just been relearning Pro Tools so I could just send out Pro Tools sessions. Because like you're saying, working with artists, you got to like work the way they like to work. So sometimes you got to like kind of get back on it. But I'm really liking it. Like I would say I was an Ableton guy, but since the last 2 weeks, I would say I'm back on Pro Tools.
Back on it. Sort of like the industry standard, right? When you go to a studio, that's what's there.
Exactly, man. Like, and you know, I used to intern at a studio years ago, and I did all type of like runner shit, like cleaning and like, oh, go get food, or make a graphic design. Oh, that graphic design sucks, you're fired type shit. So like, it was always Pro Tools. So I remember when I first got it because my cousins like sold me his license or some shit. And then I had it to like 2016, and it stopped working with my computer, and I was like, oh, fuck it. Like, it's so expensive to get it again. So I finally just got it again this year after like artists saying like, man, I need those Pro Tools sessions. I'm like, bro, I work in Ableton, you know. But I'm just trying to step it up always, bro.
Yeah, constant evolution, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what you need. And it's dope, you know, to be out here in Colorado, like we were mentioning, with all the people doing music and art. You know, it definitely pushes you and inspires you to want to, you know, keep going and make something new, right?
Every time, especially like tonight, Beats Bodega, Face to Feet. That's the homie. That's like, he was one of the first people. So the first Denver show I think I did was called, what was it called? It was called Denver Beat Society or something, Denver Beat Social, and they were lit. Like, and I think they're coming back, but they had something where it was them and it was some dope DJ company from UK that they were sponsored by. But the first event I met Face to Feet, and I remember the main thing I remember from that experience was he was like trying to rile up the crowd. He was like, yeah, you know, doing his New York shit, and he said something like, Denver don't get no pussy, and I was just rolling, and like from that day I was like, yeah, that's funny, and I just would say like, Denver don't get no pussy, dude, and you know, it's a long time ago now, but yeah, that's the homie. That's like the big brother.
Yeah, man. Really, really dope to be out here. Shout out to Beats Bodega every Thursday. You guys got to come out. Might catch me spinning, might catch your boy playing some fire.
Hell yeah.
And a bunch of other great producers and MCs. Open mic too. So everybody come on out and enjoy the vibes, you know?
And it's a lot chiller than LA open mic. So I'm from like South Central where they have like Project Blowed. And if they don't like what you spitting, they would just start like, please pass the mic, please pass the mic, and it's like the most embarrassing. You're like, and then it's like, please out, like, and it's almost like the Sandman coming and get you like from Apollo. So, like, yeah, they're nicer out here. Let's just put it that way. like if people don't like your spits in LA, they would let you know. Like,
yeah, absolutely. And that's something that I always mention to people. Oh, well, bro, you're out to Colorado. Like, I came out here, people were nice.
Exactly.
People will greet
say
you,
hello and stuff.
say hello, smile,
Yeah.
like not just being a rush everywhere. Like it's nice out here. Everybody come visit Colorado. I know I got a bunch of people out east, maybe you some people out west. Hey, come out and visit Colorado. You guys are gonna have a good time.
Yeah, come through, man, because I feel like it's a vibe. Like you said earlier, fire like marijuana. That's probably brought a lot of people, but military, that brought, there's just a lot of military bases out here that brought me here, and a lot of people that I've met, you know, who were prior service, that brought them here. And it's like when you come out here, it's so slow and so like different than what you might be experienced to before. It kind of like throws you off a little bit, but that slowness is good sometimes, you know, to kind of calm your mind and then just to kind of just experience something different. I'm from like South Central where it's always something popping, like, you know, like your homies don't make it to 20 type shit, or, you know, so it's like, it's kind of chill to be just like, okay, it's like a little bit easier here, you know, like just, it's expensive, but it's probably expensive everywhere, but it's
everywhere is fucking expensive.
It's just
now,
easier
right?
to live though.
Absolutely, yeah. I like where I'm at, being 20 minutes from the city, 20, 30 from, you know, the start of the mountains and stuff like that. So it's a good, like, mix between everything instead of just being, like, stuck in the city. I'm originally from Long Island, so it's expensive out there, too, but it's just too fast-paced, man. I like this vibe here in Colorado. I agree with everything you just said. I'm about it, man. I'm about it.
Man, I ain't been to New York since, like, the 90s, but I remember going out there, and I remember being like on a roof, seeing like they had pigeons up there. It was like, because my dad, you know, he had his god brothers up there, so the 5%'s up there, and I just remember just how big it was. It was crazy. Well, actually, I've been after in college. I went out to go see a chick I was talking to, but since then I haven't been. I definitely want to go back to New York. It was a vibe out there for sure.
Yeah, man, get some different type of inspiration
for real, man.
Out there.
Yeah. I think the main thing that inspired me about out there was being able to get on the train, because my homegirl, she was like, man, you just get on a train and just go, you know, you know, experience different stuff. So I was a little nervous at first because it was mad weird. Like, people don't look at each other like when I was there. I don't know. This is pre-genderification.
Oh, no, it's probably worse now.
Yeah. But they didn't look at each other. Motherfuckers was just like this. And like, you know, like it was a kind of trippy, but you know, they was just handling their business, going to wherever they're going. Yeah. But I just remember getting on a train, getting off, going to Fashion District, going to like where the Knicks play, like, you know, all that stuff, man, getting pizza. It was a vibe though.
Pizza. Oh, we're gonna talk about pizza.
Oh man,
we
pizza.
gonna talk about food
I got a couple Pizzagate stories from that New York situation. But
Pizzagate.
yeah. Just just little situations. But yeah. Definitely, some people would know what I'm saying when I say crack pizza, because it was like I ate some pizza and that shit was like crack. It was like, this shit is so good.
Yeah,
the
man.
best pizza.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to serve you some pizza, when you're in town sometime.
For sure.
Come out and get some blue pan. You know what I'm saying?
I know nothing about it, so I'm
a
down.
Detroit style pizza. So that's where I work. It's a Detroit style pizza place.
Okay.
It's like a pan pizza.
Okay.
Nice and thick crust. It's cool, man. We'll get into it.
Yeah. Tap me in, man. I'm definitely trying to learn that.
Let's get back to sort of the music conversation,
Gotcha.
your creation process a little
Yes, sir.
bit. How do you like to find samples now, and how has that maybe evolved over time?
Mostly samples is coming from vinyl. I do sample from like anything, like if I'm hearing something on IG or something, but most of the times they're coming from vinyl. I don't know. Like I've sampled from TV. Like I've heard like, oh man, that sounds crazy. And sampled it from there. But yeah, I still sample a lot of vinyl, a lot of dollar records, a lot of like, classical, just like random shit that people probably wouldn't even want or care about. But hey, it might have something on there.
Find some fire on it.
You just never know, brother. I'm inspired by a lot of the people like Pete Rock, a lot of people like Large Pro. They flip stuff. So that's what I try to do. I flip stuff. I do dabble with making like beats that's like off of synths and like literally just like make all the sounds myself. But a lot of times I'm just sampling, and and I'm so underground. It don't matter right now. We ain't clearing nothing. But hopefully I get to a point where I do have somebody hit me up for like some clearance. Like I would like that.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
Take my publishing, please.
Exactly. Yeah. Once you get to that point, you're like, okay, we're doing something.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly, bro. So that's the goal. Still, I've worked with a couple cool artists. One of my homies who's like an actor, Sheldon Bailey. I met him when I was playing basketball. So I used to hoop, street baller, trying to be like and1 type shit. But I played at a thing called Venice Basketball League, and now they're like worldwide. They're like super legit. But I was there when it first started. Shout out to Venice Basketball League.
That's dope, man. So you talk about working with artists a little bit.
Sir.
If people do want to get some of your beats, hear your work, or work with you in person over the web, how can they connect with you, and how can they do that?
Easiest way is probably IG or YouTube. I have a YouTube page, Hypebeast Dad, where I just play a lot of beats. Sometimes I talk about like music stuff, but I don't know, the production world right now, it's been kind of crazy. It's a lot of beef because of like MPCs and like converters. It's like a whole thing right now. With
hold on. Break that down for me a little bit. I'm a little disconnected. What's happening?
So like basically a new MPC came out, or it wasn't a new MPC. It was an MPC X special edition, and everybody got in their feelings because they felt like, oh, there's gonna be a new MPC. It's gonna be different. And the X, I guess, came out 5 years ago. So it's pretty much the same and maybe a little upgraded specs. But the whole conversation started coming with, why are we buying? And I had one. I'm not gonna lie, I bought one. But why are we buying these expensive drum machines, but they don't have a sound? So they're like, because like some of the 90s drum machines, maybe into like 99 or I don't really know what year, they had like an analog sound that kind of colored your sound. So like you put something in, it gave you something like back that was kind of like a little more powerful. So like when you mess with some old stuff like the SP1200, it's a 12-bit machine. Like what you put in there, like you put a kick in there, it might be like boom. You put it in, it's like boom. It's crazy. So basically,
you set up.
Yeah. So converters. So now there's like a whole debate basically about like analog converters and like it's crazy. I'm not really gonna get too deep into it, but it is like a whole producer gate this year that's been happening, and people don't even know about it. But it's like the nerds who like MPCs and Akai, and everybody hates because like Akai is owned by In Music. and in music, kind of like they kind of feel like they just kind of kill a lot of the companies that they get on, and they just got Moog, the synth company. Yeah. So a lot of people are like sad and like, oh man, they're gonna mess up Moog, but I think they're just gonna make more software. To be honest, like it's a weird time. Like everybody recently jumped back on standalone, but I feel like it's about to go right back to software, and everybody focus on just software. Yeah, so.
Yeah, man. I mean, people are always going to try to use any type of thing to, make music or different sounds.
Yes, sir.
Bring something different to the game. And mixing the two, might be the answer, right? It might not necessarily be one or the other.
Yeah. And then also, it's just everyone's ear is different. I feel like different generations maybe hear stuff different. And then our attention span is different. I feel like everybody, we just always on our phone. We get shit mad quick, so we don't really listen. And sometimes like more, maybe not old school producers, but more producers who use analog stuff, you got to kind of listen. Sometimes you might not see a waveform. You got to like hear the sound. Yeah. So it's just a different vibe. But for me, I just love, I love making beats. I mostly, to be honest, I make them on an MPC, and then I track them into a DAW, and then I sequence them in a DAW. And that's how I work.
Got you. Is that your favorite piece of equipment that you have? It looks like you're sort of gear ahead. You got a lot of things going on. I was going to ask you what your favorite piece is.
It's definitely the MPC. I mean, I probably would say an MPC like 3000, like the one Jay Dilla had. I never have had that one, but that's like the dream one. But I love MPCs. I love the workflow. I don't love the politics right now because it's weird because like content creators get them for free. So like people be like talking about them on YouTube like, oh man, like you guys really don't like this. You just like it because they gave it to you for free, which, hey, Akai, send me some stuff. I will talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the YouTube channel in a second, man.
Send me some stuff. But I don't know. It's just weird. It's like a content creator versus like industry producers. Like it's like a divide right now on YouTube. So it's a weird space. I'm still navigating it, but it's funny. It's definitely some producer beef right now.
That's funny, man. Yeah, you can find beef anywhere, like any corner, any niche, right?
For real.
You can find it. That's really funny. Let's talk about the YouTube channel a little bit, man. I mean, you have a lot of beats on there. Yeah. You did like a live beat making session yesterday, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
You do reviews, unboxing, a whole bunch of different stuff on there, and you've been at it for like almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So sort of ahead of the curve. I mean, one of the first videos is a tight beat video from like 8 years ago. That's like the thing now, right? People with all the tight beats are getting noticed for the tight beat.
I think I was trying to be funny too when I made that one. Okay. I don't even know. But yeah, man, I just, that's like my second or maybe third YouTube channel, but I just always liked YouTube. I always liked the community. I liked seeing people make stuff. And it took a long time to even get to 1,000. So it, like a subs, and I've been sitting at 1,000 for a minute. So hey, if you guys can go sub on there,
hey, let's cross follow. Right? Yeah. I need some. He needs some. Let's do it.
Let's get him to 1,000 for sure because he's doing some stuff for the community out here in Colorado. But yeah, man, I've done a lot of weird different things on that channel. I've done stuff on Bronco, like the Ford Bronco, because I got one of those. I did stuff on like firearms, like for like before, I mean, like maybe last year, the last 4 years, I have been working as a firearms instructor. So I did a lot of like random stuff with firearms, from being on TV show to like just doing a lot of range days. So I taught people how to shoot guns and to be safe with them. So yeah, that was definitely the job for a while. I'm not really doing it as much now, but I still dabble with it. So yeah.
I'm coming to you first, all right?
Yeah, man. I'll get everybody right. I'm not getting you guys like John Wick, but hey, we be close, bro.
We'll be close. Hey, I'll take that. Yeah. But YouTube, man, it's interesting, building it myself. I've really just been getting into videos like the past couple years, but it's fun, man. Another creative outlet, right?
Yeah. And I see you've been doing it for a minute too. I saw some of the older ones like that you did with Mussolini, and then like other videos. It looked like you were like in the nature or something. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, man.
I think one of my first videos was when I visited Colorado.
Oh,
actually.
for real?
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's
that
the
was
first
even
video,
before you lived
and that
here.
actually popped off more than any interview or anything else.
Hey,
but-
people like to see stuff that they haven't seen.
Yeah,
So,
it was interesting. I was like, this is so weird. Like, people are viewing this, you
So
know?
basically, that just shows you now you need to like rent a cabin, and like go in the middle of nowhere, and then do your videos there. Like,
Hey,
like, hey.
we got a good idea for the next convo, right?
Or just have like a retreat. That's what one thing I've been wanting to do, like a producer or rapper retreat where we go out and in the middle of nowhere and just make beats and shit, and be on some Kanye stuff, you know?
Yeah,
For
yeah,
real.
we could definitely do that out here. Hey, man, hey,
let's do it.
That's gonna
man.
happen.
Yeah,
That's gonna
yeah.
happen. All right.
So
we're
yeah,
putting that
y'all
out
heard
right
it here
now.
first. Rapper retreat, producer retreat. We're gonna make it
Yeah.
happen. We're gonna it's gonna be 420 friendly. You know,
If
it's gonna be
420
the
friendly,
vibes.
yeah. It's fungus friendly, we'll say.
Oh,
You know,
hopefully not, because fungus is spreading and they got like these new diseases and shit, making it seem like The Last of Us is about to pop off.
Oh,
so.
geez, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Bruh,
We just
man,
have,
we
we just
already
trying to have
had
some
COVID.
fun.
Yeah, for real, man. We was already down and out for a few years, which is crazy because like before COVID happened, I went to Complex Con in LA, and I had met hella people, and I had met some homies from Hong Kong, and they invited me. They was like, man, next year we're gonna invite you to Hong Kong to come DJ to DJ at Art Basel. And I was like, oh man, this is gonna be so sick. And then next year comes and it's like COVID, and I was like, bruh, like I haven't went anywhere since. So yeah, so it's been mad weird, bro. But yeah, hey, homies, if you guys still want me to come to Hong Kong, let me come, bro.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm
we ready.
I'm ready to
we
go.
ready to book the flight.
Right? I will book it tomorrow type energy.
Something I've been bringing up to a lot of the people I've been interviewing this year because it seems so relevant and, you know, so many people posting about it, is AI art,
Okay.
right? And I'd love to get everybody's perspective on it. And your last project is called AI Generated Raps, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'd love to get your perspective on AI art in general and sort of how you came to the idea of with this project.
AI art, I feel as an artist, I feel it's definitely slippery because it's like, you know, but it's a good tool. I'm pretty sure the homie who gave me this shirt probably made this with AI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a homie up in Fountain, Colorado named Quan. He came and he just brought me a whole bunch of like stuff that he made, and I'm pretty sure he's using AI art and then like Blender and like 3D. But I think it's a good tool. It is slippery though, because it's like it blends like what's real and fake art, I guess. But it's a dope tool. The reason I named the album that is just because I felt like everything was going that direction. I feel like it like every time I look on the internet, it's like ChatGPT or like Google has a new thing you can talk to, or you know, like all these browsers you could be like, hey browser, which is kind of weird because I feel like it's gonna make us all robots and shit. But you know, it was just kind of my discussion and just jumping on it. And that the album cover was made with AI art, so that gave me the idea. I was just putting in prompts and then I made it. I was like, oh shit, this is kind of cool.
So how many attempts until you like got that cover?
Probably like 7.
How many different versions did we have?
It was a few different ones because it was because sometimes the AI come out all weird. I wasn't using like the tight expensive like paid for one. I was using a thing called Leonardo AI, and it's free, but sometimes like the character would have like 7 fingers. It was just weird.
Yo, you
know,
play a
like,
lot of good beats with
right,
7 fingers though.
You put in like the prompt was like producer saves the universe from evil robot takeover, and then it's like it's giving me all type of wild
That's
shit.
crazy.
Yeah, but that was my thinking. And to be honest, it was after like the music was already done. It was just literally I was coming towards, usually I put an album out on my birthday, so June 11th is my birthday. So I was coming towards it and I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna put no album out. I'm like, nah, forget that. Like what songs I got? And I just started pulling stuff, and like I made one the day of, like the last song on there, I made it that day type energy. But I was just like, I gotta put something out. just because I always want to be consistent. Even if I'm underground, even if nobody listens to my shit, I want it to still be out there. I want people to know, hey, I still do it. Like I was listening to the interview you did with Dills, and he was saying something about like, I'm making these beats to let people know I'm good. I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
I'm on the same shit with my albums. I'm letting y'all know, hey, I'm still out here, bro.
Yeah, like we're gonna be doing it no matter what. Like, right? It's inside of you, and you gotta let it out.
Yeah, and it's just it's weird to share sometimes because it's just literally me in my basement. Like literally, sometimes I don't see the sun. I'm just in there just tooling away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just that's the love, man.
But man, it's very interesting. Like that'll probably get a lot of people to listen, though. I think because I'm like, are the raps? Did he really go through AI to generate the raps?
Nah, none of those raps were generated. But I don't know if I could do it again, I probably would. I would probably I might
mix
do
it into the music a little bit
I would do a not an album but a song. Like it would be like me versus the robot type shit.
Hey.
You know, like I like how Cassidy versus Cassidy, like the old song he had. I would do one like that where I would let the robot write and then I would like diss it or something. I don't know.
Yo, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Hey, you better get on that.
I already said it. So you know, like 14 people already did it just in that 3 seconds.
Yeah, man.
Because everything that gets in the universe, it's there now. So, but
there's so many people out there, and yeah, man, being able to grab from the universe, right,
bruh,
into the universal connection. Hey, let's talk about what you got going on here.
Oh shit, my big ass ring. So I got this big ass pyramid ring from. It might sound crazy, but one of my ex-girlfriends, her dad, like, even though we stopped talking, I was really cool with her dad. It was a LA OG. And he would always he was like a poet. So he would write poetry and stuff. I would go and smoke weed with him and just chill. And he was mad about, he always supported me because he knew I was creative. But one day I was just over there in not his basement, it was like his garage or something, and he's just showing me all his stuff. And he was like, "Man, this ring makes me think of you here." And then back then I used to go by Trill Pharaoh. That was my rap name, and my whole little thing was Trill Pharaoh. So I was really about the Pharaoh and the Egyptian stuff. So I was like, a pyramid ring? I was like, this is tight. So I came here. So I was like, I guess I'll put on my little big ass rings, you know. Hit somebody in the face type rings.
Yeah, man. You looking real fly. You got a lion there too.
Oh yeah. I don't remember about this lion, but the pyramid I definitely remember about for sure.
That's dope, man. That's really dope. First time I seen that. That's
I try to be different, man. I try to be myself, man. Mm-hmm. You know, just a kid from the '80s, man. Still trying to do it. You know.
There we go. I like it. Yes, sir. Man. Let's talk what you're working on now. Okay. What people should be on the lookout for the rest of 23. Definitely popping up at more beat showcases and stuff like that, right? What else should we look out for?
I have an event in the springs called No-Fi. We're gonna do a show. I don't want to butcher the date, but this month we're doing a show down at a spot called Coachera or Culture. I might be butchering that name too, but the homie has a spot where he's gonna have like thrift, vinyl, toys, graffiti, all type of shit, all the stuff I like. So it's kind of cool, and he has an event space there. So I'm gonna try to start doing my No-Fis there. So No-Fi is like my beat cypher / hip hop event, but it's built in the vein of like a Low End Theory, which was Daddy Kev's event in LA. So I'm just trying to bring that energy out here. So nice, dude. Yeah.
Let's talk about more like the hip hop scene in Colorado Springs.
Springs?
That's where I went to see the Don and I show. Yeah. Talk about sort of like venues, other beat ciphers, how it compares to Denver. Break it down for me a little bit.
I feel like the venues is definitely a lot smaller, a little more low key, but they got some dope venues. The venue you were at, Gold Room, is sick. Kawadi is sick. I think the best one is what's the one on Platt? The Black Sheep. That's probably that's a dope one.
A few people go through there,
and then they're supposed to be building one where they're going to be building like a Red Rocks type event area out there. So I think it's going to grow. It's definitely smaller. It's like It's a lot smaller than Denver, not really big ass buildings like skyscrapers or nothing, but it's growing. It's really a low key spot, but a integral spot, because what people don't know is like NORAD, like where like the missile defense, all that shit is down there. The fucking Olympic committee, like where they train,
the Olympic training center.
Yeah, like they train in Colorado Springs. So I remember I was working at a gas station for a little while, and it was across the street from the Olympic Training Center. And Olympians would just walk in. It was like these wrestler chicks coming in. They had the cauliflower in their ear, and it was just crazy, bro. It was like, whoa, like you're a gold medal, winning wrestler. You're just up in here, probably buying shit you shouldn't be buying, but
yeah, you're a world class athlete. Why are you buying some soda and Starburst right now? What you doing?
I can't speak on it. I ain't nowhere close to that level, but yeah, it was tight, man. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I experienced a lot of stuff. Like I've done so much random shit. Like I used to work in video games, and when I worked in video games, you ever heard of a cat named D Smoke?
Oh yeah, of course.
So I used to work with D Smoke brother and his cousin in video games. No,
or
not
different
Sir,
brother.
another brother.
Okay, yeah.
His other brother, Davion Ferris. He's another singer. Awesome. Sir is awesome too, but D Smoke was just a little brother, and it was crazy because I remember he would always talk about like, oh, my brother's in this and shit, and then his brother Sir popped off, and then a few years later, the little show on Netflix, and then D Smoke pop off. So like, and that's just the like homie who I used to ride to work with type shit. So it was kind of crazy. And then their other cousin is Tiffany Gaucher. She's a singer, talented, just amazing artist. Like. So yeah,
and that must be inspiring too, right? Seeing people that are 2 degrees of separation, 1 degree of separation away.
It's scary, but it's mad inspiring. The scary part is like, man, like if you keep at it, you can pop too, But it's also like sometimes it's like you don't know people's journey, so you might be like, hey man, I feel like I need to be popping right now, but it's like you just don't know what they did to get to where they're at. So it is inspiring though to see them on TV, see them rocking out, to see brothers making it too, man. It's dope. And then to see people from my town, getting to the level, like literally watch D Smoke go from like a rapper that nobody heard of to literally like on the same, not level as Kendrick, but like right there with Kendrick type stuff. So it's
artistry is
crazy.
Like right there.
It's right there. So it's like that inspires me a lot to step on my bars and shit. But the main thing is just staying at it, staying creative.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, man. Just keep going at it, right?
Exactly.
Keep turning the wheel, and whatever will come, will come.
Yeah, but the main thing is also being prepared. I've been in a lot of situations where I wasn't prepared, and they kind of fell by the wayside. So being prepared for your opportunities is definitely important.
Gems, people. Hope you're taking notes out there. All right, man. Some gems right here.
Stay prepared, y'all.
Something you mentioned earlier that I saw that you were on while doing some research was a like reality show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was called Surviving Man.
Yeah, Surviving Man. So it was basically made after a guy named Don Mann, and he's like an ex-Navy SEAL, but he's like one of those legit Navy SEALs that like wrote books and did all type of crazy shit.
Badass motherfucker.
Yes, because And people who don't know me, but I'm really like I was in the military, but I love like Navy SEALs who write books. Like my favorite Navy SEAL who writes books is Jack Carr. Like he's just a guy who probably lives in Utah on 100 acres with all these bulletproof fucking Land Cruisers and shit, and just write books. And that's how I'm trying to be living, man. Like just balling on some land, man, just with my bulletproof Land Cruisers. But definitely, bro. Like Don Mann, the guy who made the show, he partnered with like a couple people, and they just made a show. It was like it was like a gun show / survival show. It was kind of weird how they preface it or they put it together, but yeah, I was on there. I was the only person of color for sure, so I broke that mode. But season 2, they had freaking Black Rambo, and like anybody who know me know I'm a big Black Rambo fan. I met him at where did I meet him? I met him at a gun conference. I can't think of the name right now, but yeah, it was just crazy, man. So yeah, that opened a lot of doors. That got me to go to different events, and then it also got me kind of under the radar of the gun world. So it was a little weird, but yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
I saw that one of the judges or people on there was Randy Couture, actually. I'm a huge MMA fan.
Bro, Randy
so I saw
is so
that,
tight.
I was like, damn, that's cool as fuck, right?
Yeah, every day we were like literally just talking to Randy Couture, and he's like the most humble motherfucker because he's like, he got to be like in his 50s or 60s, but he's still great shape, probably whoop people ass.
Yeah.
Mad chill and mad cool. Like, he was a good guy, man. I saw him a few times. It was SHOT Show. That's where I saw Black Rambo, but I saw Randy again there, and he was mad nice, man. And, he told me he even got spots out here in Colorado, like houses or property. So yeah, shout out to Randy Couture. He gave me a t-shirt.
That's cool, man. But like, what is that experience like, right? Because people who, you know, who are most people haven't been on like a reality TV show,
it was
right?
intense, bro.
So what is it like behind the scenes? What's your what do you think it's going to look like, and then what it looks like afterwards? How they put it together? What was sort of your experience and perception of that whole?
So they definitely edited a lot of stuff out, but it was like going back to basic training, and it was a whole bunch of like, I would say like 30 and older people who were like in super good shape. Me, I was a shooter. I was working like as a firearms instructor, so I like shooting. But the other parts of it, I was not about, like the running. We had to do like rappelling, like going down ropes. Like, it was some wild stuff, man. It was kind of crazy, bro. And then at the end, we did a whole like mock scenario where they like had a hostage. It just became it was like a reality show, then it became an action show. It was strange experience. It was in the middle of the desert, like near Vegas, but like an hour from Vegas. So every morning I would have to wake up super early to drive from Vegas because I was staying at my homie, like one of my college homies' house. And it was tight though. Like, it showed me that people get paid to shoot guns, because I didn't realize it. And there was like chicks there, and like me, I went for free, but there was people who was getting paid, like some like gun bunny type chicks, and I was like, bruh, this is real. Like, y'all get paid to like shoot guns. So it kind of showed me behind the curtain of that. And then it also showed me just you know, people who like, that was like the first show of that company. I think it's called American Stories. That was like their pilot show, and they've had all type of other shows that are getting picked up by networks and stuff. So it showed me that if you got a dream and a goal, you could definitely make it happen for sure.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool to be a part of, and cool to hear all that. That's
yeah,
dope.
it was a random experience, bro. It was literally, I got an email. It was like, you want to be on a TV show? I was like, a new shooting show. And I was like,
just like, sounds like a scam.
Yeah. I did, because I was at my old job when I was working at the gun range, and I'm like showing my homies. I'm like, hey man, they got this TV show. You guys should apply for it. Oh man, whatever. And then I applied, and they picked me, and I was like, whoa, this ain't no scam. And they really had money. Like, I didn't win or nothing, but there was a guy who won and got like 10 stacks. So, you know, it was tight. Yeah.
Buy a lot of nice guns and
ammo with that,
right?
A whole bunch of ammo. But the main thing is to get with these companies, and they send it to you.
Yeah,
but,
man.
Yeah.
Sponsorship, right? And music and guns. Like, it seems like it all can like sort of go the same way, right?
It can. The trippiest person who I met when I was at SHOT Show was Twista. And I'm a big Twista fan. I remember all that, like, big Twista fan. So to see him now, he's a firearms influencer. He teaches classes. It was trippy.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was mad trippy.
Shout out to Twista.
Yeah, shout out to Twista, because Twista is the only one who can spit some bars and then, you know, and really be about that.
Lay it on you in a couple ways, you know what I'm saying?
For real.
So Tarikh, man, a big part of conversations with TMac is music.
Yes, sir.
Another big part is food.
Okay.
So let's get to it, man. What are your go-to food spots in Colorado Springs?
Man, Do I even have any go-to food spots?
Hey, that's a respectable answer too. And I'm gonna ask you about LA too, since you're from the West Coast.
In Colorado Springs, one of the spots is Steel Pan Pizza. I know you got the Goods Pizza, but those are the homies. I perform there a lot of times. Kawadi also got some good food there. There's a couple good restaurants. But to be honest, I'm from LA. I love Ethiopian and Indian food. Ooh. So there is a good Indian food spot in Colorado Springs. Ethiopian food, not so much. I got to come out here to Denver. But Denver got some nice spots, especially on Colfax. They got some good Ethiopian spots.
What are the spots in Denver? You got any names for me?
Oh, I can't even think of them, but just go on Colfax, Ethiopian food. Okay. You will find some good Ethiopian food. There's a pizza spot that I went to. I can't even think of the name. I guess I do like pizza. Yeah, that's over by Mutiny Cafe, and it was really good. So, yeah, I pull up to that spot every time I'm over here.
Dope, man. So my follow-up question is, if I was to make a Tarikh Mizan pizza, what would be on that? What's on the ultimate pizza? And you could go as simple or as like crazy with it as you want.
Man, it will probably be like a combo pizza with all the ingredients, bro. But to be honest, like, yeah, it would be a combo pizza. It would probably have maybe pepperoni, even though I don't really be liking to eat pork like that all the time. But pepperoni, you know, the green peppers, the onions, and, you know, all the little toppings.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Olives, you know, olives.
Of course, I love olives, all of it. I used to eat just olive pizza. I remember my little sister love olives. It would just be cheese and olives. She loved that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, all right. So we have to hook Tarikh up with a pizza loaded up.
Yeah. I definitely love pizza. So and then crack pizza. So if it's good pizza, it's that crack pizza, and that's the best pizza.
Hey, well, hopefully, you know, we all get some of that real soon.
For real.
And hey, everybody. I mean, anything else you want to leave the people with that we didn't get to?
I mean, we can talk about after I worked in video games. I used to work in film. Okay. So one of my dreams is to still do film and to direct, but also to like just create film. So some of like I told you, I like comics. Some of the comic ideas I have been developing into like scripts. Okay. So like I really like, and then I was watching this Amazon Prime series called I Am Virgo by Boots Riley. And it was just mad inspiring. So, and it's about like a 13-foot giant in Oakland. Yeah, you haven't seen it?
No.
Yeah, I Am Virgo. If you got Amazon Prime, go check it out. But it's just tight because Boots Riley is somebody who I met in college, and he's like really about I don't know. He's kind of like really about like a lot of like the protesting and a lot of message type stuff. But the show is awesome. Another piece of media he made was called Sorry to Bother You. You ever see that one?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, it got, I think, Lakeith Stanfield. It's a good one. But yeah, he made that one, and that was dope. But yeah, man, I just want to work in film again. So I'm working on short films right now. And just, yeah, that's just dreaming big, brother, every day.
You got a bunch of cameras and stuff at home, too?
Not crazy. I got a couple DSR and then just like a GoPro. That's about it. Yeah, nothing crazy. I have homies that have cameras, but to be honest, I was talking to some people and they were like, man, we're going to get some college kids so they could just rent them out. And I was like, man, that might be a good idea. So,
yeah, right? Yeah.
So any college kids in Colorado Springs that want to rent out cameras and link up.
Reach out, yo. I could use some assistance, some interns here myself, man. You know? There's a lot of work that goes into this. So,
he only taking it to the next level.
Reach out. Come on.
For real. But besides that, man, just let the people know to dream big. I remember... I want to talk maybe just one story, but I met Kobe when I was like 16, and it was at the Fox Hills Mall, and I still remember that day, bro, because it was literally like I was getting in basketball, so I'm trying to get some new basketball shoes. I'm like 15, 16 years old, and my mom take me to Fox Hill Mall. We go to this shoe store called Shake or Chic or something, and they just start kicking people out. And for some reason, they didn't kick us out, and Kobe's just in there with his wife, and he's just buying. He's just like, I want that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, size 13, that one. And it was I'm just like, bruh, I'm like barely able to buy one pair of shoes, like type shit. But I was so nervous, bro. So I'm just over here just being nervous, being scared. And my mom goes and talks to him, and he's like, oh, that's your son? Come over here. And he had a whole little spew. It was just crazy because I'm like 15 or 16. I would have only imagined he was like maybe 23. You know, he's the only like however many years older than me. But it was like meeting Michael Jordan for me, at least. You know, like I was like
somebody so iconic from television who you're seeing like tear up the league. You're like, what?
And I was trying to be a hooper back then, so I was like, this is crazy. But the main thing I remember him telling me was like, dream big. So every day, even, you know, as I progress through life, I just still dream big, you know. So every time I'm making these beats, I'm like dreaming big, like, hey, West Side Gun gonna be on this, or like Conway, or O Finesse. Shoot, I'm about to tap in with you to try to get me to send some beats to O Finesse.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Because I feel like he's on that same level, especially for people out here. Because I feel like Colorado definitely has the energy to have a big star, and he's definitely one of the ones who I feel like could make that leap.
Something I like to ask people, a lot of the Colorado people, is like, you know, it doesn't really seem to be like a Colorado sound. It's not really a regional thing when people think of like, you know, regional music sounds, New York, South, West Coast, Midwest even. But Colorado really doesn't fit any of those molds necessarily. And like you mentioned, there's no like real featured artist from Colorado.
Yeah.
So what do you think might be holding Colorado back? What could it be missing?
I think
is
people
it media
think
outlets? What do you think it is?
I think it is. Media outlets is important. Like what you're doing is important because you're giving visibility to people who might not have visibility. Like my last interview was a gun interview. So, you know, I haven't done much music related shit interviews in a while. And then before that, I was like interviewed by the Colorado Springs Business Journal, but it was for some art shit. So it's been, you know, different avenues. But having the media here is going to be important, but also supporting each other. Yeah. I feel like, unfortunately, it's very cliquish a lot of times, but there's a lot of people who aren't cliquish, like people like Face to Feet, who just like bring people in and then give them an avenue to rock out, and that helps you get better. Like you were saying, like you want to sometimes like progress. Like a lot of times I'll go and I'm hearing these beats and I'm like, man, okay, I see what y'all doing. Let me go back to the house and go work. And then I'm excited to come out. Like today I have at least a few new beats and I'm excited to share them just because it's just what I've been working on the last few days. So I just feel like we just need more visibility, but also I feel like people feel like Colorado's corny. You know, like they're like, oh, that shit boring. It's the mountains. So I feel like if there's more like videos showing like, hey, it's just real life, bro. Like, you know, it's just people out here trying to strive. I think it would pop a lot more. And I feel like it is going to pop because there's so much talent here. There's so many good artists, so many good producers, so many good just DJs. Like I know you DJ. I'm a big fan of DJ Prominent, DJ Cons. Like these are legends, but they're just regular dudes. You know, they're just really cool, but they've done a lot of legendary stuff. So yeah, I just feel like we just need more visibility. I had said we need like a Love and Hip Hop type show, and I think they kind of made something like that. Yeah. I've never watched it, but I do feel like we just need more like showing that artists are real people out here, and that this is a place to come to. I recently saw Conway was out here. Like
I'm pretty sure he spends like a good amount of time out here.
I think he might even got a spot out here. Yeah. So I feel like that's going to be tight if there's more artists who come out here and like, hey, it's kind of tight out here, and let people know. They'll be like, okay, let me look what they got going. But I feel like avenues like media outlets like what you're doing is definitely important because no one knows. You know, nobody knows what's popping
That's
out
just
here.
might be what it is. Like, you just got to get it in front of the people's face, really.
Exactly. So I'm excited to be able to be on here just because get a few more people to know, you know, and then to keep building the culture. That's very important. But I feel like we about to break through, bro. I just think we just got to just keep being creative. Like, I feel like the reason we don't have a sound too is because so many people come from different places. So they kind of bring what they know from somewhere else. But the sound that I hear mostly, especially with the homies that I have, it's mostly boom bap type stuff. It's mostly samples, flipping samples. A lot of times, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes that gets boring for me. So I'll do more like electronic trap type stuff, like trying to be more like current, you know, like make a beat for Little Uzi, but also, you know, make a beat that could be used like for somebody that Knife Wonder might produce for. So, but you know, I just try to just not pigeonhole myself. Yeah, because sounds is so many sounds out there, bro.
So many, right?
So many
here, so many outside. Like you said, you're mentioning from the TV, from IG. So inspiration is everywhere, and it's dope to talk to you about how you get yours and you know, create, man. It's great to have you on here.
I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate what you're giving to artists and what you're trying to create, because you know, it got that kind of DJ Vlad or, you know, like kind of feeling, but we need it. So that's exciting.
Trying to give that sway in the morning type
sway in the
feel,
morning.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, DJ Academics, all that shit, huh?
TMac,
yeah,
as my
I heard
man
that.
Deal says.
TMac, yeah. That
Zane get low on them, you know, look out.
Yeah, man. Nah, man, keep at it, because you never know, like, Complex might come calling and then you're really on there like doing it super big. But yeah, just we gotta just film each other more. Like if you go to an event and you see Tarikh Mizan, film me, you know, like and then tag me, because a lot of times I'm not filming myself, so a lot of times I don't, you know, it's like, oh, that moment happened, it's over, let's film each other more, let's, you know, create more media for each other. Like that's the main thing.
Another shout out to them college kids looking for work with
college
them cameras,
kids, man. Bring them cameras out there for real,
we'll
bro.
Get you in. We'll get you into the spots, all right?
Right. We'll
figure that out.
Man, that's how you start, though, because I remember when I was in college, I was a guy who hold the records for my homie. Okay. So my homie that's taught me how to DJ his name was Drazar Monumental, and he still DJs, raps, and produce. So he was definitely one of the ones who inspired me a lot, because he was like showing me the DJing side. But he had vinyl, so this fool would still have crates. And he was the one who was like carrying all them crates, and I was like 18 type, getting in 21 older spots, just holding the crates. You know, so I'll be in the back just like, I can't really walk around because I ain't got no wristband. But you know,
I'm in here though.
Yeah, I'm in here, you know, so that's what inspired me. So we just need to keep inspiring the youth. That's the main thing. Keep the culture going. I feel like Colorado Springs has a good thing, but the main thing is we got to figure out how to make it more like where we can get paid. I know we got to do it for the love, but you know, there's definitely an industry, and I feel like
people put a lot of time and money into their crafts too, right? Well, that equipment ain't cheap.
Oh man,
buying the samples, you know, it ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap.
So, you know, we need to, you know, our artists need to get supported for their work as well, besides just the share. The share is great. The stream is great, but there's other type of support that they need as well.
One of the things that I'm working on is just having stuff to sell, like merch, you know, and then vinyl. I really, like, this year I wanted to have a vinyl out. I did not make it happen, but I will have a vinyl next year. I just want, you know, physical stuff. You know, it's just tangible stuff that you can actually touch, you know. If the internet goes down, you can still turn that vinyl on type.
Yeah, man, as long as we got some electricity, right?
Exactly. Or some sun, because hopefully we got some like generators or some solar panel. But
yeah.
But yeah.
Man, so hey, what I got from this conversation: dream big,
yes sir,
inspire the youth, and keep the goals going.
Yeah, and then you know, just be about something. Me, I'm about family. I'm about, you know, my kids, my wife, just about but I'm about just creating. Every day I try to make a beat, even if it's like a 10-minute, 15-minute before work. So just create daily. But yeah, like you said, dream big, man. That's important, because a lot of times life situations kind of throw us off, where we like, we feel like, hey, it ain't gonna happen, and then you just never know. So
yeah,
you got to keep dreaming.
Keep going, keep dreaming, man.
Keep
That's what it's
dreaming,
all
guys,
about.
for real. And you can do it. You can do it. Everybody can do it here, for sure.
Yep, yeah, and we all gonna do it together. So let's
yes.
go.
Let's keep building, for sure.
Tariq, thank you so much for coming through. I want to also say thank you for your service. We just celebrated Independence Day, so hey, thank you for that. And hey, Beats Bodega tonight. Let's get it, homie.
Oh man, I'm so excited. I got some new beats. Shout out to Face to Feet. Shout out to River Bar. Shout out to all the Denver people, all the homies. Munity Cafe, DJ Cons, Small Boy Funk. They got a little freestyle thing every. So I've done that a few times. So shout out to them. Man, just shout out to Denver, man. I got a lot of love for Denver. I feel like I get more shows out here than the Springs sometimes. But the Springs, we building that too. But it's just Denver's more city, so it got a little more of a feel of a LA. But sometimes it be going down them streets, it be looking like straight up like, oof. It be looking crazy.
Be a little rough.
It's a little rough, bro. It definitely, yeah.
Hey, but stick around River Bar and Gallery, Mutiny, and you're going to be good, all right?
Yeah. And then definitely tap in with DJ TMac, a legendary DJ out here making it happen. Yeah, good guy, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Let's go.
Thank you. Blessings.
That shit is trash.